What up, though? And welcome back to I'm Growing Man. It's man John D in the building. Uh Today, I kind of just I'm always like trying to give advice on certain things that I truly believe if you practice, you would see an improvement. I'm really big on relationships. I truly believe that if you invested in your relationship like you invested in whatever that you loved, you would get the fruit from it. It wouldn't take away from anything. It would just make everything so much better. So I decided to tell you guys the secret to improving your own life on your own speed, on your own accord. You just got to do it on purpose. And when I used to do research on professional athletes, it was like so much I learned from, how much better they are in things than your common person. But when they was blessed with an opportunity with all this money, they didn't know what their day was supposed to look like. They didn't have a routine where they could work on their craft, spend time with friends, do this. Look like you're changing somebody's life overnight, and now they think they don't have any idea what a professional is supposed to look like. So I was like, the reason why I wasn't where I thought I should have been in life is because I didn't have any routine on working on anything. So now as I get as I get closer to this idea of what I want my life to look like, it had to be established through like a written routine. Like if you don't have a written routine, you have no idea how important you are. Like you should have a routine where you're working on something. I don't know what it is, but it's something so that you can see how much colder you'll become in that area where you can start applying it to all parts of your life. Like when I get on here, I'm hoping to say some words where a person will be like, I can do that. And if you can do it, you could really become the controller of your own fate. And I think that's the disconnect with people. People have no idea that you could be the next person of whoever's going to talk about 1,000 years from now, but you have to do something more than you're doing now. And these people that are really good in their craft, they have routines where they constantly work on their craft. And if you create a routine that worked on just the things you like I'll give you some of the things that I like, okay? And then you can just see how I do this every single day for the rest of my life. At some point, I'm going to be good at something. So I wake up and I study languages, 4 different languages: El Arabia, Hanguk, Deutsch, and Espanol. So I'm going to do that for the rest of my life because I'm trying to master the art of communication. And I feel like when there's a mastery in something, things just move differently. And I am looking for that mastery. And I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm willing to work on it every single day for the rest of my life. And I work on all parts of communication for the most part. So anything that has to do with communication, I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to find ways that I can reduce any type of conflict, possibly give somebody some words to inspire them so that when they do leave me, they can say, I can do that also. Because the best investment in life is you. You just have to put the work in. And most of us were not taught on how important we really are. And the routine is so important. So I study languages, the art of communication, chess. I play chess every single day. I try to learn a lesson. I try to watch something because I, at some point, want to be able to compete with the grandmaster. I don't want to be a grandmaster because the amount of work it actually takes, I don't have that time. But I do have time to play chess every single day for the rest of my life. And I believe over the course of time, I will become good enough. So just think about these things I'm talking about, I'm going to do for the rest of my life: communication, the art of language, chess, meditation. I meditate right now 5 days a week. And at some point, I'm going to meditate every single day because I'll be practicing better habits. And I know our body, it needs whatever it needs. So I know this may sound confusing. That's why I'm working on communication. I put meditation in my life because when did the research of people who really get the most out of it, they're doing it and I want to do it. So I don't know if I'm doing it correctly, but I do know that I'm putting the effort to improve in that area. Exercise. So now I'm doing a lot of body weight exercises because if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So as we get older, we have to be very mindful of how active we are so that in this routine that I'm talking about, it becomes a requirement that you just have to get up no matter the weather, no matter your what your if you're sick, you have to get up and do this because your body requires maintenance. And if we don't use it, we'll lose it. My diet is very important to me. Like there are things that I kind of like cross the threshold now because I know how to get my weight where I want to get it, but I want to get into a complete practice where, you know, I am very healthy all the time. I know that it requires a different discipline and I just like the decision making that I typically, well, when I remember when I was really right in the ballpark of my BMI, I was making great decisions. I'm not saying I'm making bad decisions now, but I know that it's a different thought process when you are taking care of your body. You just think differently. And those who have participated in that know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's worth it. These are all parts of my routine. If you do your own research, it's a different investment into you. When you create this routine where you just work on yourself every single day, everything around you improves. It's almost like it's a chain. It's a true chain reaction. It's like you unlocking parts of your body. It's like you invest so much time. You ever hear like professional athletes? They talk about they got that twitch. They move so quickly. It's like you unlock part of your brain and then another part unlocked. And you're like, man, I ain't never look at it that way. You couldn't have because you put in this amount of work in something that you haven't done before, and it will unlock things. I promise. It's like everybody has the key to do it too. So that's the dopest part about the journey for real. The only person that can take it is you. And if you don't put the work in it, you won't get the results that I'm talking about. Your routine could be solely on whatever you want. If you look at my wall, sometimes I have my paintings, like that's a part of my routine, like art. I want to make sure I'm expressing myself. I want to share, what I was feeling during that time. I try to do a piece every so often, but by the age of 70, I should be pretty nice. So to me, I am creating a practice that I can only benefit from. Now, just imagine that you are responsible for the routine of your life that only you will benefit from. Now, there are a lot of distractions that a lot of us have. You have to replace them with things that are going to occupy your time. If you don't, you will default and you will go back to doing what you've always done and you'll beat yourself up for not getting out of it. But at the end of the day, this is a new practice for you. You put this work in, the results, I'm not doing it any justice. Only you will appreciate the work you put in. If you're faithful, a lot of people say they're faithful to God, but if you're faithful to yourself, God will love you for it. Because if you believe in yourself and you put in the work that will make the results I'm talking about happen, God will be way more proud than you showing how faithful you are to Him. Like, He wants you to be the best that you could be. Come on now. God is a God that will allow any and everybody who believes in themselves to achieve whatever they want. But the work has to be done. I don't know how you're going to do it. You can pray to God all you want, but faith without work is dead. We know that. But if you want to keep letting the best years of your life pass you by because you're not putting that work in, all you'll do is complain. And that's a miserable life. You deserve better than that. So we have to work on a routine. Go break down your day, get some paper, make a clock of times of like, what are you doing each period? So you have a visual what you should be doing, because I'm telling you, once you actually master the routine that you like, you look forward to it, because whenever you reflect on when you started and how much, like, oh my gosh, it grows. The more you practice, like the more time you fill up in a day, you accumulate more hours toward becoming this routine I'm talking about, this routine that will generate results that only you can get because you got to put the work in. So just imagine all those hours people go hoop to go to the league. You put all those hours that you wasting on distractions and just put it into yourself. You become the league. And I'm telling you, it's not that many people out there who's investing in themselves and faithful to improving themselves to create a result that you've never seen. Think about that. That is a whole different game. I want all of you guys to know you can achieve whatever you want. You just got to put the work in. Like my routine that I have, I'm faithful to it because I remember I'm like, I did think I would be further along in language, but sometimes it kind of gets confusing, and I have to bring myself to being present because, I know so much, and then the change of learning more is different when you're doing foreign languages. But I know over the course of time, I'm going to get uh, a lot better. And again, like I said, it's no rush. As long as I'm doing it every single day of my life and I don't die early, I'm gonna be nice at some point. And that's what I'm looking forward to see what kind of person I'll be when I am like fluent in multiple languages. That is, I want to know what that feels like. That's the type of stuff that I'm chasing. I want to like converse with a grandmaster and see what he likes to talk about while we play this game that I'm putting in work in to get to. Like, I want to know what that feels like. So everything in my routine, it benefits my family because my kids watch me. They know what I talk about. My wife, she gets a better husband. She knows what I want. She benefits because I want to be the best husband. So whatever that looks like, I'm trying to do on purpose. I'm not waiting for her to come up with something that she needs me to work on. I'm trying to become the husband she deserved in the beginning. Just think about that. It's something in my routine. I intentionally work on trying to become a better husband and a better father every single day. It's something through a conversation, through some type of intentional, like preset question just to get the engagement. Like, it's a different gratification when you see the results of the begin, like let's say today is the baseline. I've invested so many hours in this that I don't even know what it's going to look like as I continue to find ways to get better because I haven't done it before. And I don't see people talking about mastery of self outside of something that doesn't look exciting to me, and I feel like life, the quality of it can increase if you put the work into yourself. And until somebody breaks through for their family, they're going to be left with hoping that they're doing it the right way. And what that means is If you're not putting that work in, why are you supposed to get a result that you haven't seen before? You know what you're doing every day. You know when you just wasting time doing nothing, scrolling, playing games. I don't know, something that you're not benefiting from. So I'm just saying, you can have fun working on yourself. You picking all the things you would like to do. Don't pick something that you're not gonna like to do, but make it make sense. Like, we out here not understanding how important we are by being distracted by things that is taking us from being great. So I'm challenging you guys. Get this routine, put it down on paper, and practice it every day. I remember I was meditating like 2 or 3 minutes a day because my mind would just go. Like now, like I do it like 30 minutes, and I don't have it like that, but I know what I used to be, and it used to be painful, but now I can appreciate it because I can get through like what I used to. Man, I'm telling you, it was so difficult. I used to think about this, but now I got periods where I'm getting the most out of it, where it's kind of blank and whatever they're looking for. I haven't found the benefits of it, but like I said earlier, like I've done enough research on that the only way I'm gonna get is if I practice it. So I practice it every 5 days out the week. And at some point, like I said, I'm going to adopt it and do it every day. Like I want to incorporate stretching also. I don't stretch like I should. Listening to older people and doctors, stretching is definitely necessary, or it's very easy for us to tear something or break something if we don't give our body the right treatment to warm up. And sometimes we don't realize that we're older than what we look. I know for a fact I don't want to accidentally tear something because I still thought I was in my 30s. Sometimes I do think like I can't believe this much time has passed by. With all that being said, I still have a routine that I work on every day. I have different language apps on my phone. I have these streaks, and like I said, until they crash, I'm gonna keep working on these apps, and I'm gonna keep challenging and pushing myself until I don't need the apps. Then where it'll be fluent. I'm definitely practicing for fluency, fluent to the point where I understand where somebody's from because of their accent. I'm not there yet, but I'm going to get there. That's inevitable. That routine is very important, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have a routine working on yourself and you're not really faithful to who you are, you're going to get left behind. And as you get older, I don't want you to sound like the older people that I've spoken to. They never realized how important they were and just followed the wrong message. And I'm not saying I have the right message, but I do know if you work on yourself, it'll get better. And if you don't work on yourself, you hoping for a miracle if you think things are going to get better. And I want to push that. I know some people say, I can't relate to this dude because he married, he got kids. I don't even know what that means. Like I do have these things, but my main focus is just improving, work on yourself, like every single day. Like the way you brush your teeth, you should have a routine of you gotta do this from 6 to 8, but it's all dedicated to you. If you don't have that, if you come home because you're tired and you go to sleep, like when are you getting to work in? And I didn't get on here to beat up anybody. I just want people to create a routine and follow it. I'm telling you, you you will love yourself for it. You will, I promise. You'll change your family. I can say that. If you worked on yourself every single day, you would change your family. I really believe that. Y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose. Boom.